Hi everyone, today I'm going to be breeding some of my zinnias. There are some really pretty ones that I've gotten from Florette, and I want to make sure that I can get lots of seeds from them and just isolate some of those features that I really love. So follow along. So what you're going to want to do with a particular zinnia that you really like the quality of and you'd like to have more of that look is you're going to want to put an organza bag over the bloom. This prevents pollinators from coming along and pollinating it for you, which is what you don't want if you have a lot of variety of different zinnias and maybe you don't want that color or single blooms. If you're really looking for some qualities that a particular bloom has, you want to protect it from being pollinated by pollinators so that you don't end up with more of those undesirable traits that you might have else in your garden. So you won't cover it when it looks like this. You're going to want to cover it when it looks like this, so then it can open in the organza bag. And so you're going to have to know which plant produces the blooms that you like so that you can cover the buds before they actually open. So this is the one that I'm wanting to breed today. So I'm going to uncover it, and isn't that so pretty? And what I need to do is find another zinnia that has some qualities that I like, and I'm going to take off the pollen with some tweezers that I'll show you, and I'm going to apply the pollen of the other flower on this one. So I'm gonna do a couple of rounds of breeding with that particular plant this year, but I thought it would be fun to take this one and take the pollen from this one and cross it with that flower and see what the seeds produce. So I'm gonna take a pair of tweezers, and you need to pluck off one of these pollen sacs. You see on the zinnia, there are little thin yellow stamens, and actually in between each layer of flower there's going to be more of those. So you can put pollen from your pollen sac that you took from the other flower and rub those on each of the stamens. So I'm gonna go ahead, and this is hard to do one-handed, but I'm gonna go ahead and each layer, I'm just gonna kind of rub the other flower's pollen on those stamens. So I realized in the clips that I'm calling what's actually the stigmas stamens. Had to think about my high school science class just then, but the pollen is the stigma and the stamens are the little straw looking things that are poking up in between the petals, and that's where you're putting the pollen. Some things to keep in mind: you can actually cross-pollinate flowers from the same plant, so that's probably what I'm going to do next with that one, and that'll give me a higher likelihood of having flowers that look very, very similar to their parents if I'm using the same plant. And you can also take a couple different flowers' pollen and distribute it along the flower that you're wanting to breed them with. It's all a big experiment, and it's just fun to see what comes out. But I think the most important thing is protecting the flower that you want to breed so that you then can prevent unwanted pollination. I hope that next year I can show you kind of what my zinnias progress to be as I save the seeds. My goal is to buy very little zinnia seeds next year and just save a bunch. Let me know if any of you got of Florette's zinnias this year, and if you're trying to save your own seeds. I'd love to know how that's going for you guys. Anyways, let me know if you have any questions. Please like and subscribe, and happy gardening.